Pressure while we start to pull the stator cover off here. I'm going to tip it up so you guys can see it a little bit better. This is just a plastic cover on here. And this cover just pops off. A lot of debris and dirt and stuff will get in behind this cover. Just makes a mess pulling it off. There's that cover, and then we'll go ahead and continue to remove that stator cover. Again, 10 millimeters all the way around it. Alright, now that cover's ready to come off. Popped off like that. You've got a sensor on the bottom here. There's your starter drive gear here. And then we've got your flywheel here. And your starter obviously back here. So this cover. And we'll go ahead and pull this stator. Or the flywheel, sorry. And the stator. While we've got air, try removing these two bolts up top here. These are not wanting to come off. Alright, we'll let that build up again while we start to pull this. So we've got a flywheel puller. It's like this, it's a claw. Run this in there. And I like to put this back on there. And that's basically just so if the threads get dinged up or something, we still have this that we take off, and that kind of cleans those threads up. But you're not going to be able to go very far with that on there. Three bolts here. These are kind of long. Got several different styles in my box here, different sizes. Alright, you make sure these are threaded down good before we run that in there. If they don't, they could just pull out of the flywheel, damage those threads. You don't want to go too far and damage that stator though behind there either. You run this in. Don't put your fingers right here, although our nut will keep this from. Now what I like to do is just take, whoa, don't do that. There we go, and that just pops it right off. Spin these out. And that flywheel, once we pull this nut off here, we'll just be able to slide that off. It's a tapered crankshaft, which is what keeps that on there. We've got a keeper here. We'll have to pull that off at some point. And then we can pull your stator. Your stator wires come out the bottom of your motor here, and these take just an Allen bolt to remove them. I don't like to use an impact on an Allen to start it because you never know. If these are tight, it's pretty easily round these off. So these aren't very tight, but I bet they were put in there with Loctite just to make sure they didn't come out. That flywheel's spinning pretty fast, and you don't want any kind of metal in between the stator and the flywheel when it's spinning. So it looks like we've got 2 torques on the bottom there. Looks like the size I need is missing out of my toolbox. We'll do a makeshift. Underneath here just kind of keeps those wires in place. Could get it out from behind there without pulling these probably, but at least loosen them up and kind of be able to move this holder a little ways out of the way. Alright, and there is the stator there. And test that, three yellow wires and a brown one. Pretty easy to do a resistance test on that. And there's that holder you can see that was holding this in. Here's your starter drive. And that just kind of, when the starter spins, this comes out here and engages that flywheel, spins the motor, starts your four-wheeler.